Welcome to today's episode and thanks for joining me. Today I'll be talking to you about creating a customer-centered business. I'll be sharing my thoughts and also my experience of working with a business that have put customers at the center of the service that they are providing. Now, some of you might say that I've had people say that we are not customer facing. I don't deal with customers directly, so I do not need to think about the customers. One thing I want to make clear today is as long as you're delivering a service or you're creating a product, at some point, even if it's working within the IT where you're actually at the back end, there is always a customer at the end of everything. It can be soft services, it can be hard services. At some point the end is there is an individual that you need to provide a service to. Now, creating a customer-centered business is thinking about the needs and the wants of these customers. Now, whatever you find yourself doing, you need to start with asking yourself this question: am I doing what the customers really want? Is this service what the customer wants? Or is there a gap that I am feeling? Or is there something that I am doing differently? Unfortunately, how do you know this? If you are not speaking with your potential customers, or you are not speaking with maybe experts in the field who have the wealth of experience or so many years of experience providing this kind of service to these people to advise you on what is right, then you are not doing something right. You are probably, you can be lucky. You could be lucky to maybe on your own intuition to say, I think the customers will like this, but you can like A and Mr. B doesn't like it. There's sometimes you like some things and the next person behind or beside you would not like it. So you cannot think for the customer. Well, you can to an extent, but for you to be sure, to ensure that you're not making a mistake or you're not making wrong assumptions, you need to carry them along. And that starts with asking your potential customers what they need and what you can do differently. So you start with what service am I trying to provide? Is it beneficial for this customer? Am I missing their actual needs? For example, you're maybe a seamstress or a tailor and you're trying to sew a cloth for a customer, but you're sewing the cloth based on what you want as opposed to what the customer wants. Of course, the customer wouldn't be happy. No. Because the customer will look at the end product and say, you've actually done what you wanted. You have not done what I wanted. And that's why it's always good to keep them in line, keep them in the loop. So, for example, if a customer has come, I want you to make this dress for me. And you've maybe taken a drawing or something, or maybe a style or something. But you need to keep them in the loop. At some point, if you're not sure, you need to verify with them to say, is this what you actually want? Am I on the right track? Or maybe when your drawing is done, you say, is this how you want it to look? And then the customer will be satisfied. Some people are always after the very expensive brand. They're not after the expensive brand because it's expensive, yeah, but they feel very comfortable because there is quality assurance. There are some brands that, and of course the brand itself creates the emotion, they create the feeling they want their potential customers to have about their products. So wherever you find yourself doing a business, you have the power to create the emotions that your customers will have towards your brand. And that starts from the first day of you deciding on starting that business. You have the power to say, okay, Sometimes you say there are some, for example, maybe a clothing brand. You see their colors are quite subtle. They are pastel, pastel colors and all that, because they want to create that calm feeling to their customers. Some customers says, oh, they deal with just pure leather. Some people would not mind paying for it. They don't mind because they know that it's going to last them for a long time. Although they are aware that they are cheaper products, but they are after the quality. And that's because the brand itself has created that feeling that they want their end users to have. Now, going to me sharing my experience. At some point in the last few years, I wanted this customer facing skills, and then I landed myself in a job where I had to deal with lots of customers from different phases of life. But you see, when I started working with this company, I realized that they were very good with being fair. They were very good with dealing with their customers. And why do I say that? Now, I had to be on the phones, and a customer would not leave except the customer is happy with the service that I have provided. If the customer has any sign of not being satisfied, then I needed to do something. I needed to be sure that the customer was happy. And one thing I realized, a lot of people trusted that brand. A lot of people trusted the service that they were providing. Even me as a staff, I wasn't using that brand, but I started using that brand because I knew that they did not take their customer needs or their customer thoughts or they didn't take it for granted. They put their customer at the forefront of everything you do. And to be honest, in England and UK, they have won several awards because of that. Now, some of you might have had you've maybe spoken on the phone to a brand, and the person on the other side was really rude to you. Tell me, would you go back to that? You feel very uncomfortable, and the next thing is what you're going to do. You're going to tell the next person by your side to say, oh, guess what, I spoke to this one. The person I spoke to was really rude. So within your business, treating your customer in a very great manner, the way you talk to them, the way you treat them, the way you relate with them matters. That's your brand. It's not even about the kind of product, maybe the color of the product. The way you communicate with them matters, because it goes a lot. It creates a lasting feeling, and that's important for everybody. If you go to a shop and you meet the front line staff, of course, maybe the receptionist, or and the person is smiling, or has a good sense of humor, you would definitely want to go back, isn't it? So, and that's because the company itself they've trained their staff to have a good culture, to carry the face of a welcoming face, to say facially, looking at you, you are important. Thanks for shopping with us. Thanks for buying my product. Thanks for using our service. So it doesn't really have to be the product that you're selling only. The kind of service, the person actually delivering that service has to carry that face, and this needs to be meticulously planned. It needs to fit into your plan. It needs to fit into your brand. It needs to fit into your strategy. Putting the customers at the front of everything you do within your business is very, very key. And trust me, it comes with lots of interests. And what I mean interest is, if you have one or two customer that consistently patronizes you because of the quality of the service that you provide or the quality of your product, it's better than one customer that is not satisfied, that tells 20 or 30 other people that your brand is not good. You need to pay careful attention to these little details, you know. So going back to the company I worked for, every week we had a training on, are we doing the right thing? And when I mean are we doing the right thing, are we serving the customer right? And just to add to that again, right in front of their website they had core values, and it included treating customer fairly. Actually, I would read through what their brand says on their website. It says every decision and action we take is based on our promise to treat you fairly. So that's clearly written. It also says that we will behave and carry any action in a fair, honest, transparent, appropriate, and professional way. So for whatever brand you have, it needs to be clear, because it gives the customers confidence that whatever service that you are providing to them, or whatever product, I'm sure some of you have bought some products and that says that if you are not happy with it, please feel free to return it. That in itself gives the customer confidence, helps them to trust your brand, that what they are buying has been carefully produced. It also says, look at it, it says the information we give you, whether verbally or written, will be complete, accurate, and truthful. One thing I want you to pick out of this says truthful. You need to be truthful about your brand. It's better, for example, maybe you're a seamstress or a tailor, and you're saying that I'm going to make this dress in 2 days. Make sure that the customer is able to get that dress in 2 days. Because if they don't get it, then she always says 2 days, but I'll give her 4 days because I know when I get there, she's not going to make it. But when they are confident that they would get it in 2 days and they have had experience of that, they would trust and they would recommend. So be very, as much as you can, be truthful. Be truthful about your brand. Be truthful about everything that you do. And that all boils down to thinking about them. For every decision you make about the product or the service that you are delivering, think about the customer. Think about, am I satisfying them? Am I doing what is appropriate for them? And to be honest, this needs to be clear, written in plain and clear language. Think of a way where a customer comes to your website or comes to your social media page and they don't have an understanding of how you are going to deliver your service or how you are going to provide that service to them. They would just spend 2 minutes and they would leave. And to be honest, I was reading somewhere, you have the first 6 seconds to create a good impression to your customers. And that is what you should always think about. I have just 6 seconds to create a good impression. Are you doing that? Are you thinking about, how am I creating a good impression? What does my customer think of my brand? What will they take away after having a conversation with me? Am I being rude to them? I know some people have they can have the image of, we're very strict. Some were very calm. Some were very friendly. But overall, you need to be very cautious. Cautious of is this what they want? Am I thinking about them? So let me go ahead and read what these people also say. You see, we will always lead our customer service in a way where it is simple, transparent, and provide better value. Transparency. Truthful, transparent. Be very transparent. Lots of businesses are not transparent with what they do. They sell a product at this price to these people, and then they sell it at this other price to the next neighbor. Consistency. Some of the customers will not be happy, and they say, oh, I buy from them, but they are not consistent with their price. I bought it the same day, and if it's okay to reduce your prices, but be very transparent about it. Go onto your website and say that we are reducing our price because of so, or price slash. Be very transparent about it. Be very clear. And that will build trust. That will build confidence. I was speaking to a friend, and then he was saying that he was very, very happy with his children's school, and he doesn't really mind paying the school fees during the lockdown, because they consistently called the children to look after them, to say how are they doing. They had conversations with them and all that. So that school in itself thought about the children. They cared about the children, who of course are their customers. So care about your customers. Think about your customers. If that you consistently see a customer, and you haven't heard from them, if you have their contact details, it's okay to check on them. That in its own will make them feel comfortable. Oh, I haven't seen you buy from. Is there anything we're doing that is not good? Yes, feedback. Yeah, feedback is also very good. Get feedback from customer. Feedback is not just to get other people to buy. It's to help improve on the service that you are providing. And how you can only get feedback from the people that you are providing this service to. So get feedback from the customer to help improve how you are delivering this service. Get feedback from them. It wouldn't do you any harm. It can be negative feedback, it can be positive feedback, as long as it helps you to grow and ensure that you are delivering the right service to these customers. As long as you're delivering the right service to these customers. I had the opportunity to be in a group, in a decision making environment, and I was emphasizing on the brand image. What is your brand image? Is it one that thinks about the customer? If you're not thinking about the customer, because you already have the customer, you already have them there, and you think that you don't need to think about them, then you will lose those customers that you have. You will lose them. So think about your customers all the time. Put them at the center of every decision that you make. And how can you do that? Through consistent feedback. How many of you go to websites? Before you buy from the website, you look at the reviews. I do that a lot. You look at the reviews that other people have left in order to buy. It matters a lot. It matters a lot. So from those reviews that they have left, take it and use it to better the service that you are providing. Take it and use it to better the service that you are providing. Am I providing the right service? Am I doing it the way the customer? Yes, it's okay to assume. It's okay to say, I think, but carry them along. Sometimes, it might be difficult. You can get experts. There are some people that have been in this market for so many years, and they know what the customer in this market needs. But do not stop getting feedback. Do not say because you're where you want to be, then you don't need to take extra effort. And that does not even stop with just you, the owner of the business. Everyone within that business needs to have that culture. Hence, you need to consistently train your staff to think about, to have that culture of thinking about the customers all the time. Now, how many of you have seen you have complimentary cards and you say, I'm the CEO, the brand manager, Think about if you have the benefits as the title, what would it looks like? What would it look like? The benefit that the customers will have as your title. Every customer wants to know what they would benefit from using your product. And how can you know what the customer wants? By putting them at the center of your business. Putting them at the forefront of every decision that you make. Think about them. And trust me, you would keep lasting customers that will recommend people, that would of course, if you buy a product that is good, you tell the next door neighbor or you tell your friend that, oh, I bought this product, it's good, because you are satisfied, isn't it? And then you can go on, and there are some of you have been using a product for 10-20 years. That's because you are satisfied. You are not frustrated using this product. You are not angry, or maybe you've not spoken to customer service and they were rude to you. If they were rude to you, you wouldn't want to have that product, because although their product is good, I don't like their customer service. So think about those things. Think about, I don't want to get my customers frustrated. I want my customers to be happy buying my product. I want them to be satisfied. I don't want them to be confused. I want to actually provide service that they need as opposed to what I need. And yes, if you are able to do all this, you will thrive. You will do well within your business, because if you create a product that the customer will use, you're not creating the product for yourself alone. You're creating it for everyone. And yes, I hope that you're able to get used to this culture. Extend this culture to your staff. Let the culture of putting customer at the forefront of your business reflect on your brand. Another thing I would like to talk about is listening to your customers. This is very, very, very crucial. Sometimes if a customer has called to maybe share their thoughts or make a complaint, listen to them. Because if they are confident that you will listen to them, that gives them confidence. That gives them confidence. Some people have the culture of, yes, I run the business, I am right, you are wrong. Customers are always right. Your customers are always right. Communicate that to them very clearly, because your communication in your business is very, very crucial. It's very, very crucial. Listen to your customers, because you wouldn't be the only one to use your products. You're actually selling that product, or you're providing that service to customers and not for yourself alone. So why not make time to listen to your customers? Another very key thing is saying thank you. How many of you have gone to the shops? I know in England, you see the shops and you get the receipt. There's always a thank you on that receipt. I know that you're paying the money to them, but say thank you. Appreciate the customer, because they can as well go to the next door neighbor or to the next person to buy, but they have made effort to buy from you. So why not say thank you? Thank you is a very good culture, because if you say thank you, they will come back. They will come back. How many of you that run businesses even if it's festive season, Use the time to appreciate your customers, to say thank you for patronizing us. Is that part of your culture? Or you don't care? Or you don't care? You know? Or customers buy things and they are not happy with it and you are not happy to refund their money. I know that lots of people, there are some customers that take that for granted. But you can have a clause with it, but give them that opportunity because it's an opportunity to learn, to see what they are not satisfied about, so that somebody else who would face that problem would not face that problem because you have resolved that issue. That resolve that issue. My sister was saying to me that she bought a shoe from somebody, and the moment she got the shoe was bad, and the person refused to take the shoe back. You know, it's not good. It's not a good. And tell me, will she buy from that person again? She wouldn't. She wouldn't buy from the person. She wouldn't. So try as much as you can to do things that your customers will be satisfied with. Everyone within your business, everyone within your organization, they need to reflect this same image. Let your customers trust your brand. Let your customers be confident in the service that you are providing to them. Let them be confident. Be honest. Be honest about everything you do. Be very truthful. Be very truthful. What's the point lying about the service that you provide? If you're not providing, say, well, we intend to, or we don't have the resources to provide this service. Hopefully, when we're bigger and better, we can provide this service. Why take on the job when you know you cannot provide that service? It's not good for your brand, because your customers will remember your brand. They will remember the quality of your products. They will remember, even if it is expensive, because they are confident in the quality of the service or the product, they will buy. They will pay for quality. They will pay for quality. So why not do that? Why not spend time, sit down, and draw your plan on putting your customers first? Get feedback from them. Listen to them. Communicate clearly. Be very patient with them. Your customers are always right. They are always right. They are always right. And I hope that someone has found this very useful. I hope that this will, from today, for anyone listening, that you've not paid attention to your customer needs, you haven't provided opportunity to get feedback from them. Create that part. Create that section on your website where people can leave you reviews that will be helpful to improve your brand. Take charge of the feelings that customers have towards your brand. Take charge. If you are not able to deliver a product within the agreed time, communicate to the customer as opposed to ignoring them. All your customers are important. Treat them equally and fairly. And thanks for listening. I hope you have found this very useful. If you think there is a business that needs to hear this, because the world has changed, so you need to change with it, and you need to actually do what the customer wants. Ensure that you are delivering the right service. So if you think there is a business that needs to listen to this, or a family or a friend that needs to listen to this, please share this with them. Share this. If you have other questions, please do not forget to send us an email with that question. And of course, I would get experts. We'll make all effort to get experts that can answer those your questions. And do not forget to subscribe. Subscribe to our Facebook. Subscribe to our Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube. Yes. And yeah, and that would help us, that would encourage us to keep doing more and doing what we are good at, answering those your questions that have remained unanswered. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is Bola Adeyeye Omishade, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.